Okay, welcome back to another episode of Active Every Day. Today we're going to really progress on our plank positions and our push-up positions. So, thinking a lot of core strength, a lot of shoulder strength, back and chest strength, arm strength, really our upper body is our focus. So, when it comes to different plank or push-up positions, it's important to understand how we can scale the exercise so that we can have success. If I'm doing the exercise on the floor, that doesn't mean you have to. There may be an easier version that may be a bit better for you now, and then you have the option to progress to something harder. So I'll show a couple variations of each of these exercises, all of which have good value, and you'll have options that you can progress to harder or regress to that are easier. Okay, so when you're at your house, you may have a couch, a chair, a countertop, might be even a little higher, a table. So any inclined height object could work for your push-ups or your planks. So we're gonna start today with a hand plank, and I'm gonna start on the bench and then show you a little harder version on the floor, and then work on and off of the bench. So for a hand plank, all we're looking to do is put our hands about shoulder width apart on the surface, floor, bench, chair, wherever we're working. We want to be in a relatively straight line with our body, and we want to be, look at my feet now, we want to be on our toes. So I am pushing forward out of my lower legs. Even though it's a hand plank, core and upper body, I still have to have attention to my lower body, and I have to use my lower body to assist my upper body. So we're gonna hold these planks for 20 seconds, give or take 20 seconds, and then we're gonna be transitioning into different variations, okay? So let's go back now. You saw the setup. I'll do it again on the bench, and we'll hold for about 20 seconds. You're just gonna hear me count on fives, okay? So I'm not just rambling numbers the whole time. So again, I'm gonna get onto my hands, I'm gonna step back, I'm gonna make sure I'm on my toes, I'm gonna push forward, I wanna try to feel like I'm in a straight line, 20 seconds. Good time to take some deep breaths, 5 seconds. 10 seconds, so we're halfway through the set. Okay, trying to keep track of my body, I'm on my toes. 15 seconds. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and rest. Excellent. You may feel more fatigue in one spot versus another spot. It's all working for us if we have a pretty good position. And normally where we get the most tired is probably where we need the most increase in strength. And as we continue to practice the exercises, that feeling may develop and change. Let's do a third set of planks. If you joined me on that first discussion set, this would be our third try. Last time, I'm gonna move down to the floor. Feel free to try being on the floor if you'd like, or stay on the elevated or inclined object you were on. Same rules. I wanna get my hands about shoulder width apart under my body. I'm gonna step my body back. I'm on my toes, and a bit of a straight position for the body, 20 seconds. There's 5 seconds. There's 10 seconds. Try not to let your body sag downward, stay tall. We're at 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And let's take a break. Fantastic. So as you can see, my body position was the same, whether I was inclined or flat on the floor. The next variation will be an elbow plank. Our body position is the same. We're just taking a straight arm, shortening it, and resting it out on our elbows. There are some differences in how this may feel, and there may be some specific reasons we would choose one versus the other. In the Active Everyday program, we're choosing to do both so that we can continue to show our body variations of exercises, so we can develop competency, strength, and confidence in a lot of different exercises. So we're prepared for a lot of different variations or scenarios in life. Diversity is a big key to the Active Everyday program. So, elbow plank. On my elbows, same checklist. I want my body to be in a relatively straight line and I want to be on my toes. So we'll hold for 20 seconds. I'm still going to focus on trying to take some good deep breaths. We're at 5 seconds. 10 seconds. We're at 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Excellent. Other than diversity, just having the opportunity to practice lots of different exercise variations, we may choose to go on our elbows if being on our hands creates discomfort for our wrists. There isn't necessarily more value in hands or elbows. There is a difference, but if you have pain or discomfort in one exercise variation, and for instance, changing the difficulty of that variation, moving from the floor harder to the bench easier, still doesn't remove pain or discomfort, we can modify the variation of the exercise and possibly find success. So the elbow plank. I'm going to do my second set on the floor, and then I'll do my third set on the bench again. So we're finding our elbows. You can see here from the side angle, I want my shoulders over my elbows. We're close to it. I don't want to be way back here, and I don't want to be way up here. I just want to kind of be right over them. 20 seconds is starting. Again, on my toes. There's 5 seconds. And I don't want my body to hang low. I want to be sturdy. We're at 10 seconds. Doesn't matter if your hands are touching or apart here, whatever you'd like. 15 seconds. And 20. Rest. Okay, so that's 2 sets. We'll take a rest and we'll do a third. The amount of time we're resting, similar to the squat workout, 10 to 20 seconds of rest is our minimum. If we need more, we can always take it. But I'm trying to keep our rest periods close to a 10 to 20 rest cycle. It keeps the exercise program moving forward. It keeps your workout moving forward. We might get a little out of breath. We might stay a little bit out of breath as well. So we're working on our endurance and our small amount of cardiovascular challenge as well. Okay, let's try that third set before we recover too much. If you need more rest, go ahead and take it. Elbows on the bench. Again, you can be on the floor or on the bench. You pick your position. I'm just showing the variations. Shoulders over elbows, on the toes, 20 seconds. 5. And 10. 15. 19 and 20 and rest. Excellent. So in both of those exercises, hand plank and elbow plank, the only difference was we shortened our arm position, but we had the same cueing for our body. On the toes, rigid and firm body, shoulders over the elbows. If we were on the hands, it would have been shoulders over elbows over hands. The reason we started with the plank is because it's just like a push-up. The only difference now, instead of starting stationary on hands and remaining, we're starting stationary on elbows and remaining. We start on the hands and we flex the elbows, extend the elbows during the movement. But our body has the same responsibility as a plank, to be in control from the toes to the head. Firm, sturdy core. We're going to start our push-ups on the bench. If you have an object that's even higher that would work, like a countertop, if you have something way up at this height maybe, that would be even easier, feel free to start there. There are some goals with our push-up, and if we can't reach those goals on our first day, that's okay. We understand where we're trying to progress to. So let's talk about our push-up. Our setup is like a plank. Hands about shoulder width apart. On the toes, body in a nice straight line. We're gonna start to bend the elbows until our chest reaches the bench or whatever surface our hands are on. With a big exhale, we press out. Let's try 2 more reps. I'll talk again. We lower slowly, bending the elbows until our chest reaches the object our hands are on. Exhale when you press. Let's try 1 more, nice and slow going down. And press. Let's take a break and talk. Our main goal is to keep the body rigid and then allow our elbows and shoulder joints to move through as big of range of motion as they will allow. So, if you cannot touch your chest on the object your hands are on today, acknowledge the distance away that you are and make it a goal for yourself to be able to exceed that range of motion each time you come back to push-ups. Another way we could look at this, if we can't get our chest to the object, raising the incline to a taller surface will be easier. So even doing a push-up, for instance, against a wall with your hands close to shoulder height may allow you to get all the way down, chest to the surface your hands are on. It's important to take our joints through their full range of motion under load, under resistance, so that 1, we can continue to promote mobility through the joint. The joints are extending or flexing through their full range of motion. And 2, so we can be strong, not just in the first few inches of the movement, but at the very end range of the movement. It reduces injury risk if we can have that freedom for movement and strength at the end range. So it's a pain reduction and safety decision as well as promoting our strength and mobility. Let's do a second set of push-ups. Let's make our goal 5 to 10 reps. You'll do what you can do. I'll do what I can do. Let's try to remember our sequence. Go down until we reach our chest to the object and exhale when you press. I'm gonna probably do the full set of 10. Again, you just do as many as you can and then rest. All right, let's go for it. Bring it all the way down. Exhale when you press. Bring it all the way down. Exhale when you press. Here's 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. Here's 6. Here's 7. Here's 8. Here's 9. And here's 10. Let's rest. Just like the elbow plank and the hand plank, we showed examples when we were all the way on the floor, which would be a little more challenging. We showed examples inclined on the bench, just like my last set of push-ups, a bit easier, higher up on an even taller object, even easier. But we could also change the position of our body or the shape of our body, not just the height we're pressing from. So another option that you could explore would be a kneeling push-up. Instead of being on our toes, we simply bend our knees and we pivot on the front of our knee. And this can be done on the floor or on the bench. So we'll do a few more sets of push-ups. We can practice these variations as well. That way you have a few options you can choose from to gauge your success to work through. Okay? So kneeling push-up, first I'll show it on the bench and then I'll show it on the floor. All right, let's just start with 5 reps for this one. My setup, I'm drawing from previous examples and information I've learned. Hands about, shoulder width apart, okay? Shoulders over elbows over hands. With the plank position or the regular push-up, I wanted a straight line through my body. So when I bend my knees, I still want to have a straight line from my knees now to my head. I don't want to be pushed back. I want to be forward. Your feet can either be up or down. It does not matter. I'm on my knees. I lower my chest and I press. Here's number 2 and I press. Here's number 3 and I press. Here's 4 and I press. And number 5, touch and press. Let's take a short rest and we'll do one more set. In this set, I'll do the kneeling version on the floor. It's going to be up to you to practice each of these variations to figure out what works the best for you, okay? I would say you should use whatever variation doesn't feel the easiest, but whatever variation you're able to do the most reps at the lowest range of motion, okay? When we get tired, it gets a little harder to do that. So you gotta figure out kind of which pattern you're the best at. And maybe the first couple of sets you're gonna learn where you had the most success. Because once we get tired, it starts to get harder to go down all the way. We may think, okay, I'm not so good at this version. Maybe I'll go to the easier version. That's gonna happen probably, but we wanna, again, figure out which one we're the best at, which version is the hardest that we're the best at. Anyhow, it's all an experiment. We're just having fun moving every day. Last set of push-ups, I'm gonna be on my knees, chest to the floor, exhale when I press. I like to say, blow yourself up. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. And here's 5. Excellent. Okay, let's stand it up. So that's a review of planks and push-ups, hand planks and elbow planks, on the floor or incline, push-ups, on the floor, inclined, easier versions, knees, harder versions on your toes. Try 3 or 4 sets of each. If it's planks, 10 to 20 seconds, we did 20 today. If it's push-ups, 5 to 10 reps per set. Have fun with these exercise variations. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay active every day.